Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And here we are with another car that could be a star. It's one that's been requested by our very own Pat, and it's the Ford Mustang Group 3. See, if you ask, you do receive. This is made by Ford in the United States. It's naturally aspirated. It's got 568 brake horsepower. Its engine's kept in the front, but the drive's at the back. It weighs in at 2,866 pounds with 1,300 kilograms. Performance points in GT7 are 702.69, and it is classed as a Group 3 race car. It's 4.923 meters in length with a width of 2 meters on the money, and its height is 1.280 meters. I'm telling you, there's a lot. There's a lot. The Ford Mustang Group 3 is a race car produced by Ford based on the Ford Mustang GT Premium Fastback 15. It appears in Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. The 6th generation Mustang was used as the base for this Gran Turismo Group 3 original. Its greatest strength is its incredible top speed. The long wheelbase also provides exceptional stability. This car can be purchased in the Ford section of Brand Central for 450,000 credits. And a little trivia is, while a 6th generation Mustang GT3 was never built in real life, there have been GT3 class Mustangs of other generations, namely the 5th generation FR500 GT3 and Mark VDS GT3. As well as the 7th generation 2024 Ford Mustang GT3. But God forbid that Sony or Polybaloney Empire went really quiet then. I don't know if that's going to happen in the video. I really apologise. The engine went really quiet, but it might be my controller. God, I hope this is all working. Yeah, they won't buy any licenses for real cars, so we're making cars up. But hey, it is what it is, and they're still fun to drive, even if they don't exist. So that's it. That's all. There wasn't much in the blurb about it, in all fairness. I don't know how old you guys are that peruse this, but, and I don't even know if they're still around, but when I was younger, there used to be something called a Kinder Egg surprise, or was it just called a Kinder Egg? It was a chocolate egg with a plastic yellow thing inside, like a plastic container inside that had something in it. And most of the time, they were rubbish. They were rubbish little plastic gimmicky things that were pointless. But once in a while, you'd get a cool little like aeroplane that you could glide in or something, or you had something that worked and was entertaining for more than the 2 seconds that the crap stuff wasn't. That's what I think about this Ford Mustang. When it was requested, I must say, I was like, okay. And I remember when we've done STCC in the past, that the Ford Mustang has been trailing behind everything, and it doesn't seem to feature very well in when other Group 3 cars are used in the classes. Well, that will be with BOP on. Obviously, we do all these tests without BOP, so we get a true nature of what the car's potential and speed is. Excuse me. And I must say, I was really surprised by this. I found it very fun to drive. When we first started off, we had to get used to each other. The back end, again, with that rear wheel drive, you get on that accelerator too early, you're going to lose the back end. It's patience is a virtue with these rear wheel drives. But as soon as I learnt my lesson and sat and waited before I slammed on the accelerator, I found this car a great drive. The only thing it's going up against really in our list is the Nissan, the brand new Nissan 2018, and that being what, a real car or a newer car is I would expect that to be the better car, but this felt good. It was driving really well. It was yeah, I had no complaints about it whatsoever. I don't know how it'll stand up next to the other Group 3 cars around it, but driving it was an absolute pleasure. I was having fun. It was a little fight. It was a little edgy. It wasn't all easy peasy lemon squeezy. We had some tough moments. We had some moments where I thought she's gone. There was a wiggle there. There was always, she was always on the brink of going from me, but we never quite got there. And I liked that about her. And she really, there was no, I mean, she really snapped into the corners, really bit in when you wanted her to get into the corner, really bit in. And like I said, once you clear the corner, straighten her up, get on the accelerator, she's good as gold. But yeah, get on that accelerator too early, ask too much, and yeah, that back end comes around. But a mighty fine drive. I was really impressed. I was beside myself how much fun I enjoyed. I had driving this car around. It was nice. Thank you, Sir Patterson. I've read all the details. There wasn't much in the blurb. Yeah, unfortunately, I suppose a lot of the Group 3 cars, they're not really real cars. They're just original cars in the Gran Turismo world. But they all handle differently. Someone sat there and tried to work out how they would handle. So there's the Ford Mustang Group 3. It was a pleasure to drive. Check it out. Well, there we have it. It beat the Nissan by healthily, actually. Now that could be an element of me learning the track more and more. I've even broke the 7-minute mark, which I was really chuffed about. I'm quite pleased with that lap, actually. The Ford Mustang Group 3 goes to the top of the table with engine cars, with a 657.640, and yeah, I'm going to claim that one as driving. That's done so well. No, the car was a pleasure to drive as well. Because it had the blurb that was so short, I had all these things planned out to say, but I found enough things to say about the car, so it was all right. We didn't have to waste a lot of time. I thought I was going to have to pad and say things like, well, I was trying to think about something funny about work, building a house or something, but I'm working on it. And then I was going to go on about how I didn't like facial hair, but it grew on me. The other day we got rid of our Hoover because it was gathering dust. And you know how people always say they pick their nose, but I just feel like I was born with mine. What's brown and sticky? A stick. Right, so hit like, subscribe, share it, all the other stuff that YouTube gets really wet about. And try and get into our community. I'm laying down the challenge now. Find your way into our community. I'm not going to keep telling you the website. I'm just going to let you try and work it out there. It's a big internet, and we're in a small corner of it. You try and find us. Okay? The Ford Mustang Group 3, it's a buy. Buy it. It's great fun. Shame it must be killed by BOP or something, because it doesn't seem that good against other Group 3 cars, but that was a cracking little drive. I don't know how it gets killed by BOP though, because it's a lot lower. Look, 702.6 next to the Nissan's 711.7. So I don't understand. It was probably because I know the track a lot better. I mean, what's the dates between them? 3 days. Yeah, I've done 3 laps. Tooroo. Peace and love. Peace and love.